What's up, everyone? It is Thursday in very Tesla fashion. As we know, they love to drop news on Thursday nights. It's partially why we also picked Fridays. If you do tune into our weekly show, it's called the Tesla Beat Podcast. Joe and I are the hosts with Hans, along with Brian Futraza. But we cover Tesla stuff every single week. And specifically, the big dime that was dropped tonight is the best-selling car in the world has been refreshed. It's called Project Juniper. So thank you again, Joe, for jumping on last minute. How's it going, man?
Man, it's going crazy every freaking Thursday. It's like
Every Thursday, and also too, the Tesla world with Elon nowadays, it's just there's never a dull moment. I mean, we don't have to get into it, but it's a crazy world, people. But this is about the Model Y, so we're gonna get into that. Tesla released this video. We're gonna quickly watch this, and let you kind of get a snapshot. And then we're also going to, in Tesla article fashion, X article fashion, Tesla's released pretty much all of the deep specs. So we just want to walk you through that. So let's just quickly watch this video.
Nice.
All right, so quick banger. What you have a Model Y. What is your thoughts on this? Just from a design and first kind of look. Obviously, we saw they launched it in China, but what is your initial thoughts on this?
Yeah, you know what? As a Model Y owner, my wife's Y and everything, the Yesla and the gang. So I think, man, they knocked it out of the park with this one. I liked it right away. I think a lot of the changes that they made were pretty cool. And it looks to me, when you look at that trunk, that looks like it opens, like it has a wider opening. I know we're going to get into the specs, but they just so many things that they thought through that it looks like no more putting the freaking license plate on the actual paint anymore. You can it has a whole space. And I think for them going forward across all regions and stuff, it just makes it so much easier for them to even for manufacturing, not having to make different metal pieces, the plastic pieces that can just go right across. So simple. They thought it through. You can tell they thought it through, everything about it. Making the seats mechanical forward and back is that's next level, man.
Yeah, my thoughts are I personally like it. I mean, I've only owned the two threes, but so never stepped into the Y. I've only owned the X's, a couple of X's along with the Cybertruck. But the design, I thought they did a good job. I think I like the light bar in the front that kind of was Cybertruck focused. It does kind of have a, I can mute it, but it does kind of have it does kind of have like a cyber cab vibe to it as well. If you
100% from the back and from the front, especially that view right there where they come in with the lights, from the cyber cab, that just. I mean, the Cybercab has a light bar going all the way across, right? But you can tell, they're bringing a design language across all vehicles, and it's really, really smooth.
And also, too, not only smooth, but just simplistic. I mean, this is the epitome of simplicity. They also, I know, again, we'll get into this, the powered second row as well on the rear seats. But yeah, as I watch this, I'm pretty. Like I said, I'm a fan. Again, I think that people that are going to, that have been waiting, or as they've been getting word that, Teslas are amazing vehicles, I've been posting a couple of those TikTok videos of like people just they literally were like, "Hey, let me complain about my Tesla," and it's like they literally just start eating and they don't say anything.
Yeah.
But and as we know with this incoming administration, we do know that potentially the EV tax credit will end. And but ultimately, I still think the facts will show that owning a Tesla or an electric vehicle, specifically a Tesla, like it's the better vehicle to have, right? So
Yeah.
the cost of maintenance, the just the overall ownership experience, and really Tesla, like I said, you have a Cybertruck right now with FSD, and this thing literally will take you everywhere, right?
Yep.
More and more drives, shout out to Omar, more and more drives are becoming fully autonomous, right? Like where you're just sitting back and enjoying the journey.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that you can tell them apart now. Like legit, the Model Y and the Model 3, unless you knew what you were looking for, they were really hard to tell apart. Even though one's taller, but like until you got them like side by side, for most people, they always confuse the Model Y as a Model 3 until they're like, wait, that looks different. Like something about it's different. Yeah, yeah, it's a Model Y. It's not a Model 3. Like,
Yeah.
so I think that's hella cool.
All right. So I'm pulling up the what we're gonna show. All right.
Specs.
The specs. So can you see
Specs.
this? You can see
Yeah, I can
this.
see it.
Perfect. So let me just zoom in maybe a little bit more. All right. So thankfully, with X, you can essentially lay out a fat thread. So we're going to go through this. Obviously, new Model Y. And for those that may not know, this is the best-selling car in the world, gas and electric,
Yeah,
in
it don't
both
matter.
categories. But what's new on the inside? It's got a redesigned exterior with improved aerodynamics to unlock better range, performance, and longevity. Updated wheels, tires, brakes, plus retuned suspension for a smoother ride.
Sheesh.
So, I mean, yeah, if you just look at this, like I said, it
That's a big one. Like I can tell you from experience, the Model Y, it like the suspension is like that's a big one. My wife would buy it just for that. We won't tell her.
Yeah, exactly. Don't hopefully she's not watching this live stream. But yeah, no, I think like I said, I think this gives it the facelift. It also, as you said, gives it the different look than the Model 3. So at least you can determine the difference. Cause I think that's the big headache is like half the time, unless you're like experts who are living and breathing this, we can tell it probably from afar, just even the height and all that stuff. But most people cannot tell the difference between the 3 and the Y, and now they will be able to because of
Yep.
this new design. All right, and then it looks like our single cross car lamp is the first indirect reflective taillight of its kind in the world. So, like I said,
That's crazy.
this is like Cybertruck vibes. It even gives me, what is that old show with the light? I'm
Knight
thinking of
Rider.
that. Yeah, exactly. It's very Knight Rider vibes, right? And imagine the light show with this thing.
That's
But
what I was. That's what I was saying. I was telling that to a few of our leadership. We were having a group chat about it, and I was talking about, man, the light show on this thing is going to be freaking sick.
yeah, it's gonna be, especially depending on what customization within the light show. So shout out to Simon from xlightshow.io, who's gonna obviously have to unpack that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very excited and probably already doing his due diligence right now on that.
Yeah. So again, this is, like I said, I think they did a really good job with the outside. We don't have a front picture right here quite yet. Here, let's see. Can we move this over?
I think you have
Actually,
it in the
here,
video. Can you
yeah,
move it?
here you go. Here's the front. But yeah,
Hey.
I mean, even this doesn't, in my opinion, this kind of almost looks like a Subaru. Just it's probably the vibe, but like it feels like an adventure vehicle in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
no, it's definitely given adventure more so than the old one, and people use it for everything. I see Model Ys everywhere, man, and this just
Well,
I
it's the best-selling car.
yeah. Well, you know what the crazy thing is like people wanted change, and then they complained about the changes they got. Like, well, not everybody, of course. These are just the people that are in the weeds, like we are on a regular. They were like, "Oh man, I really But why'd they split up the light bar across the front? I'm like, okay, the headlights have to be separate. It
Exactly.
can't be all one light across the front.
For sure. All right. Potentially, well, so and a one thing I will say, right, about the Tesla builds. So when you think of like the three and the transformation from 2018 to the latest refresh model, the build quality is night and day, in my opinion. So I'm really excited to get into a new Model Y. And I mean, I would even love your opinion once you're able to get into one, just the difference,
Oh
because
yeah.
like I said, I own the two Model 3s in 2018, and getting into one of like a performance Model 3, the latest one. I mean, it's just you literally don't hear anything from outside. I went inside of it during the Fremont factory,
Yeah.
where there's a highway right next to it, and you hear nothing.
Yeah, the build quality is insane on the, and this is going to match it and exceed it because they
Exactly.
take everything Tesla does. They take their learnings and they get better, and so yeah, you already know.
For sure. So, all right, what's changed on the inside? Ambient interior lighting, refined materials, and ventilated first row seats. Power folding second row seats. We already mentioned that. Bluetooth compatible H touch screen in the back. So for me, that is a game changer, right? Especially if you're a parent, right? Like,
Yeah.
once the 3 had this, I was like, the best selling car needs this. This is just quiet cabin brought to you by acoustic glass all around. That's amazing. Invisible speakers for a minimalist aesthetic with maximum audio performance. The one thing that I would say that's different than a lot of the automakers, I mean, don't get me wrong, the automakers, they probably love their music, but Tesla loves music.
Right.
And they always make sure that you may not, you have a stock car, but you get a stock car that sounds amazing inside, right?
Dude, can you imagine? Because the Model Y already had an amazing sound system, and then the Cybertruck ramped up over that. So you just
Jeez,
know
yeah.
that this is going to have a crazy sound system, man.
Yep. Improved connectivity offers more range for phone key, clear calls, and faster cellular and Wi-Fi connectivity. So yeah, I mean, here's the interior, the ambient lighting all the way through. Feel free if you have any call outs specifically on what you're seeing, like we can stop and I can roll up.
No, I like the screen and back. I think that's awesome. And like you say, having a Bluetooth so you can like give the kids a different headset and you don't even have to worry about it. Like that's freaking next level. So,
Yeah.
and the power, we already talked about the power rear seats, but I think unless you've used it, you don't really understand how big that is. I know a lot of these things are like, a lot of vehicles have had them, but you're talking about a vehicle that's the best selling in the world without it. And now it's got these features. So you just already know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, I think Tesla, like I said, it's a new company, right? Like people still forget about that when you compare it against these all of legacy auto. I mean, they're a really new company, and so they're learning, right? They're getting better, but they also run with a different engineering tune than these legacy auto companies who've been trying to perfect, building cars for all these decades. And some of them, don't get me wrong, there's car companies that do a great job building cars, but Tesla is bringing a new swag to that's been kind of unseen, right? All right, so additional things plus everything you love, engineered for safety from the ground up, frequent and free over-the-air updates. As we know, that's probably the best reason to own a Tesla, is that your car continuously gets better. I mean, you've had a Model S, like an OG Model S, all the way to Cybertruck. So, your car was getting, even your old Model S was getting better.
2013 Model S was still getting updates last year.
That's it's just
in
crazy.
2024. Like I was telling somebody this. I was like, I don't own anything from 2013 that I do in 2024 except for that freaking car. Like you don't have any, your electronics would be trash. You know what I mean? Like, let alone a car. You get a car from 2013 to today, like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Still a spaceship.
FSD. So again, the things that you will start to see about Tesla is that the most important thing is that your car not only gets better over time, but it is a an AI robot on wheels. And so it has full self-driving. And this is obviously going to be with the latest tech, access to 65,000 superchargers across the world, ability to stream entertainment and play games, and about 320 miles of range, 72 cubic feet of cargo space for the long range. So here's even the back light bar, kind of like, and then here's the interior on the left. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of like kind of like that jean feel or whatever this material is. And then here's like the new hubcaps. I think those look cool.
I think they look awesome. But Tesla's always done that. Their freaking hubcaps look way better, the wheel covers, than and the wheel underneath is amazing. It's not even like a bad wheel usually underneath. Like that's why so many people were rocking. They didn't worry about rocking the wheels when they didn't get their wheel covers for the Cybertruck because the wheels look nice.
Yep, exactly. And then let's just go through. So shout out to our friend of the pod and just in general, Sawyer. This dude literally always has the breaking news. So the great thing is that, you know, you can just wait a little bit of time and next thing you know, you just jump onto his feed and he'll keep you updated. So let's just see if there was anything that we missed. Let's just hit this real quick. So share. All right. So I think the big call out, $60,000, right? And again, I don't know if do you know off the top of your head, Joe, does the federal tax credit apply to this still?
Yes.
Okay. So all I can say is if you're on the fence, like go grab it. And actually I stand corrected. This is $60,000 for the launch series. So I stand corrected. The launch series does come with FSD, the acceleration boost, vegan suede for black interior, premium textile trim, rear liftgate badge, puddle light badge, and door sills plate word mark and charging console word mark. So I think we did see some early images of that. And then, yeah, just some other specs, right? Like ground clearance is 6.6 versus 6.8 on the old. Oh, okay. So it's brought lower. They're lowering it. That's great.
They lowered it and looks like it lost about 6 miles of range too, because it says
Okay.
320 and my all-wheel drive long range has 326.
Yeah. Interesting. So it looks like also too the Model Y is now in Europe. And then obviously Sawyer placed his order too. The new Model Y has about 3% more range. So it maybe it depends on the spec that you're looking at. So it looks like it actually has 3% more range.
So yeah, I guess this launch series is 320, but probably after that. Well, because it's faster too, right? So it's got the acceleration boost on it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
So, but yeah, they're
that's not bad. Acceleration boost is like $2,000.
Yeah. And
nice. Dude, it looks so good. It looks so good. Everybody, you know what? I like it in silver, but everybody has been telling me they like it in white more.
Is that the free color?
Is it
right
free?
now?
White?
No, the white. The white, is that the free color right now, or did they switch it up?
I thought it was. I think they switched
I love
it up.
these ventilated seats look really good.
Yeah, dude. They're freaking crushing it, man.
So sounds like the Model Y deliveries are going to start in March as well.
Oh, just like in China. I knew it. I was saying last year, I was like, it would be better for them to launch this globally. Like everybody's should be getting it around the same time, not like 6 months apart, like how it was for the Model 3 Highland.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I mean, this is the best-selling car, and people are going to straight up. I think the 3, I mean, again, I don't know what the mix is. Like out of every 100 3 and Y cars, how much are the 3 versus the Y? So I don't know what that mix is, but I can tell you, you know, they probably just weren't too worried about it per se. But yeah, you can't shut down 4 factories at different times, it's just best to just do it all at once.
Yeah.
So
this is exciting. People forget like the Model Y launch, and so that kind of, I mean, the Model 3 launched and it kind of messed with the sales earlier in the last year, but people just glossed over that fact. And then like now you have the Model Y launching earlier this year. So I think you may lose a little bit of sales towards the end of the year, but hopefully they can recoup it once they get their momentum on the ramp up.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that was pretty much all. And shout out to Sawyer for bringing us the news. Sounds like he's ordering a new one, but yeah, I think if you are literally going to, if you love Tesla, or if you're in the market for a new car, Teslas I can personally attest to how safe they are.
Yeah.
Back in 2019, an F-150 hit my Model X, barely moved, almost flipped the F-150. And so me and my son walked away unscathed at all. But these are the best built cars, period. And not only
that video was crazy too.
Yeah. So shout out to the supporters. If you're on X, or what was formerly Twitter, we got the word out, and the guy was arrested within like 24 hours. So it was pretty much on every local channel here. Probably a slow news day, but yeah, it's and that's another thing, right? Is not only do they build the safest cars, but because of the dash cam video, we were able to capture the person with Sentry mode and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully these will be in the showrooms pretty soon, so you can go get a whole experience of these. It's going to be really, really exciting. But yeah, shout out to all the Tesla owners, future Tesla owners. Now could be the time for you to upgrade. I'll make sure to Joe, send me your referral link, or I should have it from the pod. Yeah. But feel free to support either Joe or I if you order your next one.
Use our referral.
Exactly. But yeah, we just wanted to break this down real quick for you guys. Quick 25-minute podcast. We will catch you tomorrow with more of these updates. But this was breaking news, and you guys need to be in the know, so we got you covered. We will see you guys in the morning for not only news about this. Tesla's dropped some, or Elon dropped some good dimes as far as like Tesla market cap and some of this other stuff we'll get into. But we will see you guys in the morning.